This weekend marks 10 years since one of the most horrific and brutal crimes to ever happen in Connecticut, the Cheshire home invasion.
That's right. Tonight, two men sit behind bars convicted of that home invasion. They killed sisters Haley and Michaela Petit, as well as their mother, Jennifer Hawke-Petit, and the father, William Petit, was left to die in the basement of that home, but he managed to escape that burning home. It happened 10 years ago on Sunday, and News 8's Kent Pierce tells us that tragic day remains fresh in the minds of that community.
It made headlines around the world, but it began in the middle of the night with two ex-cons attacking Dr. William Petit in his Cheshire home. Bob Picozzi was working the early shift and went right by the Petit house.
Oh, how I wish I heard something or saw something, because it was, as we learned, it was 90 minutes after the home invasion had begun, but I didn't hear anything or see anything.
You may recognize him as a play-by-play announcer for ESPN or as the former sports anchor at News 8, but Picozzi was also the Petit's neighbor. It wasn't until he got home from work that day that he found out about the tragedy in his neighborhood.
Eventually, I walked up the street where there was a large crowd, and a couple of my neighbors said it was actually the chief of police that had announced to the group what had happened.
It was like a state of shock. It was surreal.
Cheshire's town manager heard from his chief that something was going on. Then
just about every piece of public safety apparatus that we own went by my window.
It turned out those ex-cons, Stephen Hayes and Joshua Komisarjevsky, tied up Bill Petit in his basement. They tied daughters Haley and Michaela to their beds. They forced mother Jennifer to go to a bank and withdraw $15,000. She told the bank teller what was happening, but by the time first responders got to the house, the men had committed 2 rapes, 3 murders, and set fire to the house. Bill Petit barely escaped, still partially tied up. It all happened within a few hours on July 23rd, 2007.
Initially, you would see a lot of people here, but, you seldom see a lot of people here.
Once the investigation was over, the house was torn down, a memorial garden planted in its place. Just like the burned-out house became a beautiful garden, there is some good that came out of that terrible evil. The Petit Family Foundation, though, began as a way to help pay for the funerals and to try to get Dr. Petit some clothes after he lost everything in the fire.
A bunch of Bill's friends and acquaintances had come up to me and said, what can we do, and how can we help?
Ron Bucci is one of Bill Petit's oldest friends. He's now the treasurer of the Petit Family Foundation. Every year it holds a road race and a golf tournament to raise money to support women in science and to fight MS and violence against women.
Unfortunately, in today's economic times, the good news is we're here to help people. The bad news is every year we see more and more people in need.
The foundation has also helped Bill Petit deal with his grief. He had to get through 2 trials where Hayes and Komisarjevsky were both found guilty of capital murder. Since then, he found love again with a new wife and new son and a new career as a state representative.
You never want to forget. And as a father and as a husband, he's never going to forget, even though he's doing the best he can to rebuild his life.
I remember one time he said, I try not to think about what would have been, because it just takes me to a dark place. And you can understand that.
Picozzi became friends with Petit after the tragedy and still lives just steps from the memorial garden. He can't help but think of the tragedy at times like his own son's college graduation.
I actually was thinking how Bill Petit will never get to experience this. He'll never get to experience seeing Michaela and Haley graduate from college.
10 years later, Cheshire is still trying to recover from the shock that a quiet, peaceful town can suddenly be synonymous with a terrible crime.
It's so horrific that, you always think about it as, oh, it happened somewhere else. Well, we became that somewhere else.
The garden is open to anyone, but there is no official ceremony planned for the anniversary. In Cheshire, I'm Kent Pierce, News 8.